Hello everyone and welcome back to the Bantamweight Boxing YouTube channel with your host Michael Waite. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you all got through Monday, start of the week. Let's get that moolah. But I thought I'd make a video in the blue shirt as per usual. But I saw a video from True Geordie last night. He released a video, an interview with him and Tyson Fury. And I saw that last night. I was like, wicked. Going to tune into that. Big fan of True Geordie. Does a lot of these kind of combat sports, talks a lot about that, big fan, and I enjoy a lot of his content, so I was like, I'll give it a watch, and yeah, I was quite shocked at the interview. True Geordie really kind of stuck it on Tyson Fury, asking a lot of questions which many fight fans, many interviewers wouldn't themselves. I know for a fact I would not have asked a lot of those questions if I got in front of Tyson Fury. I would be saying that Chisora is the best fight he could take and that he's an absolute god and all of that. But True Geordie really puts it on him, asks a lot of the questions that us fight fans have for Tyson Fury. And I think you've got to have a lot of respect for True Geordie with that, because I know he's made videos similar to me in the past about this fight between Chisora and saying his disappointment. And it's one thing doing that, but then actually, if you get the opportunity to speak to Tyson Fury, voicing that and carrying that sentiment on, because you know, I know a lot of people out there, including myself, who probably would have changed tunes pretty quickly when they were put in front of, you know, one of the baddest men in the world right now. So yeah, it was an interesting interview. Really asked some hitting questions at Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury didn't come off the best in this interview. It ends quite badly with basically Fury calling him a tosser and ending the interview in a bit of a pissed off manner, really. And so this whole interview has sparked off quite a lot of content on YouTube, a lot of people making reaction, and I thought I'd give my 2 cents on the whole matter as well. The thing I'd probably comment about it before I kind of break down what was said and my feelings on it was, I was very impressed with True Geordie the whole way through. I think he showed a real level of professionalism, never getting emotional at any point, even when Fury was really gunning for him and making it a bit personal. True Geordie was able to be the bigger man, funny enough, even though they both are pretty big guys, and came off very well. So let's break it down. Let's go through it. I think the final thing to note is you have to accept that people have their off days. And for Tyson Fury, this was definitely a bit of an off day. He was caught probably maybe on a bad day or whatever and was not really in the mood for it. And although, you know, you can criticize someone for that, it's a bit unfair on him that I'm now going to come through with my notebook and criticize everything he's just said and make a video on it. So I do accept we're all human and we all have bad days. But nevertheless, I'm going to continue to read my notebook and criticize everything he said. But it starts off the interview with, you know, it's going to be a bad one for Tyson Fury, because 2 seconds in, he says, is this a 40-minute interview? I've only got 40 minutes. I need to train. So he starts off on a negative side, like saying he's not really that interested in this, not invested in this. True Geordie starts off by asking a few questions. The first one about YouTube boxing, a very valid question. It's a massive thing in the sport right now. They're also talking on the YouTube platform. It's going to go onto YouTube, so that's the main audience who are going to view this, people who are interested in YouTube boxing, etc. But Tyson Fury just completely dismisses it, says, I'm not really interested, don't want to talk about it. Fair enough. Could give more of an insight on it, but if you're not interested, you're not interested. True Geordie tries to prod a little bit more, talking about his his brother, Tommy Fury, saying, look, what about him in KSI? Trying to make some content there, but still not invested. Very professionally, True Geordie goes, look, not making any ground here, let's move on to another topic. Probably the biggest topic in boxing right now, and that is Conor Benn. And he's, you know, again, his second test has come out. He's failed for PEDs. It looks pretty evident. Well, the evidence is stacked against him. It looks like that's the case. And True Geordie asks, what's your opinions on that? Again, Tyson Fury, nah, don't really care. Don't want to talk about it. It's not, to quote him, he's saying, it's not my weight division. It's just nosy business. I don't care. But he's completely wrong there, because it is your business, because drug use in boxing has got nothing to do with weight classes. Someone in the heavyweight division could do it. Likewise, someone in the lightweight division is. You can still comment on how you think it should be dealt with and what should happen with it. Gerald Miller, a heavyweight, was busted not too long ago. So it could easily affect Tyson Fury. It's not you know, it's not Chinese whispers. It's not commenting on something which hasn't got anything to do with you. It's got loads to do with you, but still doesn't want to engage in it. So straight away, you know, they've covered 2 topics already, and you know it's going to be a rough day for True Geordie. Tyson Fury's just not in the mood. Then they try and make it a little bit more interesting, and they start kind of pointing the question on Eddie Hearn, talking about him and AJ. Tyson Fury talks about Eddie Hearn more than he probably does himself. It's probably the one person he hates more than, you know, probably Anthony Joshua or anyone. But even Eddie Hearn wasn't interested in. So True Geordie does the right move and says, all right, let's move away from the other topics in boxing and let's talk about yourself. Like, that's one thing Tyson Fury will be interested in, and brings up the kind of Chisora fight. Now, he's brutally honest, True Geordie, and that's where I've got to show my ratings for him, because he does just come out and say, look, what's up with this Chisora fight? No one really wants to see it. It's not a particularly difficult fight for you. You know, why aren't you fighting the best? You claim you're the greatest. You claim you're one of the best in your era, but you're not fighting the best. And True Geordie starts off, I mean, sorry, not True Geordie, bloody Tyson Fury. I'm going to get these 2 mixed up throughout the whole video. You know, they're both big, they're both bold. It's not my fault, okay? But Tyson Fury starts off by giving a bit of a kind of a logical response, actually, and an argument for why he is taking the Chisora fight. And he says, look, I couldn't get the Usyk fight because Usyk needed time. So I couldn't fight Usyk, who was the best. I then decided I was going to fight someone, a top 15 opponent. And what's the point in me fighting a name which people haven't heard of in the UK? I might as well fight a big name like Chisora, who's going to sell the tickets, who's people are going to tune in and watch, which actually is a fair argument. You know, I do get that. It's a bit of honesty, and he's not wrong. So it was a logical response. I was kind of like, you know what, fair enough. Like, you've kind of admitted what the fight is, and I get that. But we start to see Tyson Fury's kind of attitude turning even a little bit more. He's kind of gritting his teeth a little bit, like, all right, so you're going to ask, you're trying to call me out here. And he's not too happy about it. He then kind of, we start to see the attitude change with Tyson Fury. He starts to say, look, I've never said I'm the greatest. Well, he said, I've never cared about legacy or being the greatest or whatever. The only person I need to fight is AJ. He's the only one of my era. It just a bit, to be honest, just gibberish, really. He said he's the greatest loads of times, and True Geordie says that himself. He's like, you have. So Tyson Fury, I think he's a bit taken aback, and we get a little bit of gibberish. He then starts to make it a bit personal. And when I was at university, not to brag, I'm a smart ass. I studied philosophy for a little bit, and in philosophy, it's all about arguments, all about back and forth. And the biggest critique you can have of someone's argument is when they detract away from the topic and make it a personal argument. So say, for example, you argue the sky is blue and someone argues it's not. If you then criticize criticize someone personally, saying, oh, look, your argument's wrong because, you know, you're not very good looking, or you walk a funny way, you completely detract away from what you're talking about and actually attack the person. And that's one of the worst things you can do in an argument. And Tyson Fury does do that here. He can see that he's been put on the spot a little bit. His argument for why he's taking Chisora isn't very strong. He's been called out, really. And then decides to go and attack True Geordie and says, who are you to criticize Derek Chisora, a man who will achieve way more than you ever will in your life in the ring? And True Geordie's like, yeah, he has. Like, yeah, I'm not taking anything away from Chisora, but that doesn't mean that he's a good opponent, and that doesn't mean he's got a chance in beating you. So it was just looked very bad on Tyson Fury, and continued, just looked very bad, and was just poor argument. And then really, True Geordie then hits him with the final blow and goes, well, is this just you giving your mate a final paycheck? And you can see Tyson Fury's like, yeah, you kind of got me there. Yeah, that is what it is. He doesn't admit that, obviously, but it's the final blow, and that is what essentially this is. It's an opportunity to make the most money possible with a big name, which is an easy fight, but also probably give a few quid to one of his old mates, Chisora. And that's how, well, it doesn't end there. It ends with basically Fury ending the interview, calling him a tosser, calling him bald, which was a bit, slightly ironic, considering he is himself. But yeah, just really nastily ending the video call. But True Geordie just again comes out so well, because at no point does he switch. He doesn't get personal. Goes, fair enough, mate. Yeah, you're going to insult me, but it is what it is. And when your argument is that strong as it was for True Geordie, the facts speak for themselves. You don't have to say too much, and that was the reality. But yeah, very interesting interview. I haven't seen many interviews with Tyson Fury recently, but that kind of shows that the pressure that he's probably coming under for taking this Chisora fight is taking its toll. He knows that people aren't happy about it, and he doesn't like people bringing that up, basically. And then proceeded to say the worst thing you can in an interview, you'll never interview me again, which is, it's just poor. Like, it's just poor. That's not what, sports journalism should be about. It shouldn't be about interviewers being so scared of who they interview that they will never ask them a scary question. And we do see a lot of that in boxing. There is a lot of friends in the boxing scene who ask the right questions. But fair play to True Geordie. He took his opportunity and went for it. And I think he'll reap the rewards. He's come out of this looking very good. And Tyson Fury, again, continues to be on this run where he's just not, to the public eye, it's just it's just not looking great. He is one of my heroes. He will continue to be one of my heroes, but his track record recently is just not looking great for him. But yeah, that's my reaction to it. Tyson Fury, I am calling you out for the third time. If you do want it, you can get it anytime, anywhere. Yeah, but that's my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are. Am I completely wrong? Or do you agree with True Geordie? Drop a comment below. And if you enjoyed this, drop a like. But thank you for listening. Goodbye.